Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I have been recently posting about my Kindle and what I've been reading. So I thought I would make a little YouTube video and share with you guys what I've been reading. So first of all, this camera is not, I can't tell if this camera is stable, so I'm really sorry if it's a little crooked. But if you follow me on Instagram, as I said, at the Diabetic Cactus, I'll link it here, you will know that I've been posting a lot about what I've been reading and like kind of reading books, not really. I'm like an amateur reader, but I recently for my birthday got a Kindle Paperwhite, which was honestly like one of the best gifts I've been given. I didn't think I'd read so much, but I realized that I love reading. And the thing is, like before, I used to read on my big giant iPad, like look at this size comparison. But the truth is, like, I realized when I look at my iPad, I don't think like, oh, I should read a book, where I was like, oh, if I get a Kindle, when I look at it, the only thing you can do on it is read books. So I was like, that'll prompt me to read more. And man, have I read more than I ever thought I would. So I asked for a Kindle for my birthday. The other reason I asked for a Kindle was I found that I was just scrolling aimlessly for hours on TikTok, on Instagram, just almost like doom scrolling, like, oh, what's going on today? And then I'd see something that, like, you know what doom scrolling is. You see something that freaks you out and it sends you like down a little bit of an anxiety wormhole. But I would just find that I waste so much time on TikTok and Instagram, just scrolling. And then before I knew it, I would have been like staring at my phone for multiple hours. And I'm like, dang, I could really be doing something more productive. I could have been making YouTube videos during that time. I wasn't, forgive me. But I was like, dang, if I get my hands on a Kindle and that's the only thing I can do on it, it'll prompt me to read more. And I will tell you, I got this on my birthday, June 13th. It is August 2nd today, and I think I've read more than 10 books. I've read a lot. So I wanted to share with you guys in this video today some of my favorite books and some, a couple books that I've read that are like, but I found some authors that I really like, and yeah, I just want to share them with you today. So I have my list on my phone here. My phone. This is not my phone. Can you imagine? Hello, thanks for calling. No, on my iPad, which is massive. I will say I knew I liked mystery books, but somehow I got turned on to romance novels, and I love them way more than I thought I would. Like a good romance novel, boom, sold. And I do have a Goodreads account, so I will also link that below so you can follow me if you want. I usually mark what I'm reading, although I might have it on private. I'll link it below. Give it a follow if you want. I'm not sure like what is on there, but I like Goodreads. I will say I love using Goodreads because I can review the book before I read it and see like, okay, what did other people say? Did they like it? Did they not like it? Obviously, everyone's opinion is a little bit different, so, you know, it's just nice to be able to read book reviews. So, yeah, two genres that I love are mystery / horror and like romance. So, fun fact about me, I can't watch scary movies. They totally freak me out, but like, give me a horror book and I'm so into it. I will be reading it from cover to back, front to back, and I won't stop until I'm done. Like, I just like zone out when I read a good, well, I'm sure everyone does when they read a good book, but the way my mind works, I've learned, is like I have to read a good fiction book, because when I read it, if I'm really into it, it'll like play in my mind like a movie almost, and like I'll imagine the characters, and then before I know it, I've read like 100 pages and like 2 hours has gone by, and like, you know, you just get lost in a book. So I love it when that happens, and I find that my brain works the best in that aspect, if you will, with horror, mystery, and romance. Without further ado, let me tell you what books I've been reading. And I have split this up into Kindle Unlimited books because, again, I've been reading on my Kindle Paperwhite, which, by the way, I got this little pop socket for it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like the best thing ever because you can just like, it just makes it so nice and so much more comfortable. I had it without the pop socket for a couple of days and it was like kind of awkward, but boom, plop a pop socket on the back of that. That was a tongue twister, and like you are set to go and very comfortable. Also, this is like black and white, so it's really easy on the eyes, and it's waterproof or water resistant. Like, you can have it by the pool, which is what I really wanted. You can have it by the pool and you can have it in the sun and it won't overheat and it'll like reflect. It'll do really good with the sun. I tried reading on my iPad for a little bit last summer and like the reflection with the sun, it didn't work well with the screen so much. So I was like, yeah, I just need something like a little more, I don't know if the word for this is rugged, but like something that'll work better in the sun outside. And by the way, this is all like, I don't really have a case for it. I do have a little sleeve that I store this in that's like fuzzy so that like if I'm on the go, I can put it in the sleeve, put it in my bag, and I don't have to worry about anything getting like scratched or whatever. Also, the battery life on this thing, I think I just stuttered. The battery life on this thing is insane. It's like, I don't charge this thing for like 2 weeks at a time, and it's only at like, I only charge it when I get to 30%. It also obviously depends on how much you're reading. I feel like I read multiple hours a day, so maybe my battery goes down a little bit quicker, but you know, all in a day's reading. Anyway, so I broke this down into 3 categories. Well, really 2. Kindle Unlimited books that I love. So you can get a Kindle Unlimited, I think it's like $2.99 a month or something. That'd be $5.99, and you can essentially like borrow books for like way cheap. Well, I mean, like you don't pay because you pay for Kindle Unlimited. So I have 2 books on that list, and then just regular Kindle books that I paid full price for that are just really good, and I really enjoyed reading them. The first book I want to tell you about, and by the way, these will all be linked below. This is on my Kindle Unlimited list. There's only 2. Is Verity by Colleen Hoover. So I just finished this yesterday. I feel like I've seen it all over social media. It's so good. It's pretty dark, so like just be warned, but it's a really good mystery about this, I'm not going to be good at summarizing any of these books, but it's like this writer, and she goes to kind of fill in for this other writer who's like had an accident and uncovers like all this crazy stuff. That's the extent that I'll say, because I'm also nervous I'm gonna like say something I shouldn't and give it away. It's a really good mystery book, a little creepy, wouldn't read it at night. It's like that creepy, but great book, Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Kindle Unlimited and you like mysteries, please download. And by the way, if you read any of these books, let me know in the comments because I would love to hear your thoughts on them. The second book is Every Last Secret by A.R. Torr. Torr is what I'm gonna say. Another really good mystery book. This one is about a couple that lives, I think, near San Francisco, up in the Northern California area. Actually, I think they might live in Monterey. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. They live in Northern California. And like this other couple moves in next door, and the lady works for like the husband of the neighbor. I'm not explaining this very well, but like things get creepy, things get weird. She gets a little obsessed with him. So another really, really good mystery book that it gives you the twist at the end that you didn't know you needed. It's just, oh, it's so good. Again, linked below. Those are 2 books that I have read that are Kindle Unlimited books. So again, if you have Kindle Unlimited, you could download these or you can borrow them for free, which is really great. On to my regular books that like you have to pay full price for. I feel like this is like going to Barnes & Noble. The first one is actually a series. It's called the Truly Devious series. There's 4 books in it right now. It's by a lady named Maureen Johnson. I'm trying to think of how to explain this one. It's kind of actually like a young adult series, but I mean, I'm like 27 and I read it, and I know my friends who are in their 30s have also read it and enjoyed this series. It's another mystery where basically, I'm trying to think of how to describe it, because it has been like a month since I read it. Basically, these kids are in this school and there are all these like weird things that kind of happen. So like this one girl tries to solve it, and it goes on throughout the series. It's super good, really interesting, and like a really nice, easy read. The next one, so that's actually like 4 books in one. That's the series. She just came out with the 4th one, I think in June. I'm not sure, but like over the summer she came out with the 4th book. The next book, this is in my romance category, is called People We Meet on Vacation. This book was so cute. It's about this like guy and this girl, and they were like really good friends a while ago, and they used to go on vacation once a year. Then like something happened, fell through, and then they come back to go on vacation again, and things are like kind of weird at the beginning. And the book just kind of goes through all that, and it's just like such a good, quick, easy. If you need a book by the pool, this is like a perfect book. So that book is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Linked below, as I said before. Great book. The next book on my list, I have like one. That was my only romance book. What's the other romance one that I just read? I should have added it to the list, but I didn't. The Un Honeymooners. Great read. Again, this one is like funnier. Like I actually laughed out loud, but essentially these two people who are enemies have to go on vacation together, and you know, things happen, so I won't spill too much of it. That one was actually recommended to me by the Sweet Librarian. She has a bunch of really good book recommendations. The Un Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. Another great book. The last book is called, this one is a tongue twister, so bear with me. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This is an author that I am in love with. I love the way they write. They just like capture you and grab you. Although I did read another book by them called Horror Store. Horror Store. It's supposed to be like a play off of IKEA, like crazy furniture names. But I read that book and I was like, ugh. But this book, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, is so good. One that I read in like 3 days, I think. I was like going, couldn't stop reading. Essentially what it's about is something is snatching up the neighborhood children. This sounds like freaking Hansel and Gretel. And like this book club try to like figure it out. It's a really good book. This author, Grady Hendrix, just came out with a new book that I'm super excited to read, but I keep putting it off because I don't want to read it yet because I'm like super excited to read it. But the new book is called The Final Girl Support Group. I've heard it's really good, but again, I don't know why I'm just like savoring it until like, I don't know. I don't want to read it for some reason because then I'll have to like, I don't know, wait for it. I'm gonna read it pretty soon, but I haven't read it yet and I'm super excited to read it. I'm currently reading Whisper Network by Chandler Baker. Not sure if you can see it, but I've only just started it yesterday night because I finished Verity. But that is another really good book, or this is a good book so far. Although I feel like I can't give really any reviews away because I'm on page like 50. But I'm definitely planning on reading it later tonight. I get a lot of my book recommendations from the Sweet Librarian on Instagram. I'll link her page below / like write it out here. Kendall, she is a legitimate librarian, but she knows like the best books. Whenever she posts about a book, I always put it on my like want to read list on Goodreads. She knows what she's talking about. She knows all the good reads. So anyway, I just want to come on here and make this quick video. I thought this would be kind of fun. I'm feeling revamped to be making videos again. So now that I've been reading more and not doom scrolling on my phone, think maybe I'll do these like once a season. So like it's the summer now. This will be my summer books. Maybe I'll do one in the fall. Although I have a lot of content planned for the fall, so this might get pushed off until winter. But I do want to make periodic videos about like really good books I've read because I really enjoy reading. I found it keeps my mind busy. I feel like it's good to not be buried in social media or like in my Nintendo Switch, even though I love my Nintendo Switch, but I'm like, no, let's like read a book. Oh, I do also want to say on terms of the Kindle Paperwhite, if you're thinking about getting one, I highly recommend. 2, if you're worried about like, oh, it doesn't feel like a real book, blah, blah, blah. My mom, Dr. Diabetic, she for a while was like really, she's like, I was telling her she should get a Kindle because she reads like all the time. And for a while she's like, I don't want one because I want it to feel like I like the feeling of reading a real book. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then one day she was like, I think I'm gonna order a Kindle. So I was like, oh my God, do it. And she did it, put a pop socket on it, and I don't think she's looked back. She was like, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, because I definitely understand, you know, people like reading physical books where you can like turn the page and like, you know, it's different. But she really loves her Kindle and she was definitely against it because she likes reading a physical book. So again, if you're thinking about getting a Kindle but you like the feeling of a real book, just like try it out. You can return stuff on Amazon, try it out, read a couple books, and if you hate it, just return it. You can also get covers that is like, I mean, it's not like turning the page, but it is like, it's a flap that comes over, so then when you hold it, it's like kind of like a real book. But I have found that the pop socket is the best and my favorite, and I also, can I just say, love this color. My mom got the light blue one. I think it's called Ocean Blue. This one is sage. I think they also have rose. They have like a pink color too, but I really love this color. And yeah, I just find it so comfortable. Anyway, I digress, kind of. It's on the topic of this video, but as I think I was saying before, I really want to make some more videos. I have a lot of content planned. I'm feeling more like re-energized to do YouTube more, i.e. I wrote a list of videos I want to do and I feel like I can accomplish them. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you very soon. Bye.